Pauly, that game was awesome, in my opinion, last night, the Stanley Cup. And Edmonton won it 5-3, and Florida took money the entire day. They closed as a $1.62 favorite in that game last night. Everybody lined up to bet the Panthers. That moved, I think, 27 cents at DK. And another avalanche of goals in this game. So this is flipped now, the series, after 3 games. And the last 2 that we've had. And we go back to Edmonton now, and I'm actually a little bit surprised by the price. DraftKings opened up around, I think, $1.18 last night. They're $1.25 this morning, and Circa is holding tight on Florida. And Edmonton, they have the Oilers minus 117. The total's still 5.5.
Bad Bob. Oh, yeah. And McJesus does it again. This is so good. This could be like Yankees, Red Sox. I mean, you come back down 0-3, and plus you could end the drought for Canada and Canadian teams, what they could do here. And you're right how this is flipped. I thought for sure it was going to be a sweep. And now what they've done, it's 15 goals in the last 7 periods. And now you're seeing Gretzky, Lemieux, McDavid discussion, because that's the rare air that he's in about how well he's playing. And the goal, the assist to set up Perry, a thing of beauty, weaving between 2 guys, and then to make the pass, to come around, put it right on his stick, and then to go up 4-1, and then they got to sweat it out, what happened with the drama. So 29 teams have been down 0-3 in the Stanley Cup Final. They're the 4th team to force a Game 6. I know you remember it well. The 42 Maple Leafs came all the way back to do it, but I cannot believe that how this has flipped, how they found something. It went back to the 3rd period of Game 3 when they were down 4-1, and they come back and lose 4-3, though. But everything Knobloch does works. Now we have an entertaining series, the Conn Smythe angle, which we'll get to. This is madness, and I'm with you. I can't wait for Friday, and that was a fantastic game.
Okay, what am I missing here? 3 things from last night, maybe more. That assist to Corey Perry was a 10 out of 10. That's exquisite. I mean, that's a thing of beauty. It's art from Connor McDavid. How about the angle on his one goal? He talked about he was mic'd up. Yeah, I think he said something along the lines of, what do you think of that angle? Right? And then this might get lost because of what happened right after it, but the guts, the heart, the determination by Tkachuk to do whatever it takes to not allow that goal to go in with the empty net, that combined with the camera work deserves an Emmy from last night. All of the angles, they're catching him going in face first, the look on his face from above, all of it. That I'm getting goosebumps thinking about that play last night. And unfortunately for Florida, McDavid's right there to put it back into the net. What if he saves that? They come back down with the extra man and score a goal to tie it up.
That's top 5 moment in sports history. And if they go on to win the cup because of that?
Yes.
The hustle, and then I don't know how we can get there.
It's this
with
close.
The stick. I know. Oh, fantastic. The 3rd goal was offensive. I can't stand soft goals and bad goaltending. It's like the people who won't signal when they take a right turn. I mean, that is...
Drive them right off the road.
Would you get your ass out of the net, face up to the shooter? And that's ridiculous. But again, it goes also back to the special teams. You get the shorthanded goal right off the bat. I asked Eddie Olczyk. I said, if the first goal I think is enormous in this game. And not only do they score, they get it shorthanded. They score 2 power play goals. The power play is alive and well. That's back. And as Scott Van Pelt said, it was like Sega 94 hockey, the goal, coming in and putting it past Bob to start the game. So there's so much going on, I can't get enough of it. I mean, how about the Skinner thing now? Skinner's 9-0 in games 4 through 7 of a series.
Well, that's how wonky
I know that is wonky. I love it. So and then it's always, hyperbolic, prisoner of the moment and stuff. So now we talked about this on air about can he win the Conn Smythe? And now he's the favorite. He's $1.40 at DraftKings. McDavid, after the 4-point game, he's the only player in history to have 8 points in back-to-back Stanley Cup final games. He can't do it. People won't. And then it's over. Forget about it now. And you think he's got it locked up, but he was 7-1, and now he's the favorite, and they're down 3-2 in the series.
Okay, so they needed that win last night because I don't think voters give it to a player. Like, let's say Florida wins the game 3-1 last night. It's a 5-game series, and McDavid is not really on the score sheet, and Bob's pretty good. It's going to go to Bob or Barkov after last night. However, now that he played that game again, I'm to the point of where, and I'm not telling you to rush out and lay $1.45 with this guy because I don't know how voters would do this. I'm telling you how I would actually vote and I have Bobrovsky, by the way. You were out one day. Mike Palm was in. I said, what about Bob? And Mike's response was, what about Bob? And we both bet him. And I'm holding a 9-1 ticket on him, and he got to minus $5. That's a dead ticket, in my opinion.
It was a $5 favorite.
Yes.
Yep.
So, as the guy holding Bobrovsky, I'm telling you, it's a dead ticket. Win or lose right now, McDavid has to win.
Come on.
He has to win.
We just went through this with Jason Tatum.
Tell me the player who deserves it over McDavid, win or lose.
I still think there's artifacts and relics that are going to say I'm not going to give it to a guy on a losing team.
And that's why I can't tell you I'm betting it or don't go and rush and bet it today because I don't know how they're going to vote for this thing.
Yeah, we just went through this with Jason Tatum. Oh, he's 1,100 in play to win. Oh, he doesn't get it, Brown. Oh, look at the.
Put it this way: McDavid has a much better case, in my opinion, than Tatum did.
Well, no question. I know. Yeah. This is you're in Gretzky Lemieux territory. That's it. Messier last night. It's Bobby Orr, Gretzky, and Messi. And Gretzky
for
and
most
Lemieux.
points in a single postseason.
Also, I've never seen a guy play like this. Right? Yes, it's 42 points in 23 games. He has a point in over half their goals.
I guess the one scenario where I could be dead wrong on this is what if Florida goes to Edmonton and blanks them? That seems like a gigantic that's not going to happen probably at this point. Tell me, Pauly, former goalie here, the little man on his shoulder.
Absolutely.
Is it loud and clear right now?
Oh, yeah,
he's barking at him?
Absolutely. He's talking. He doesn't know what to make of it. He doesn't know. You got to have confidence in this sport and at this position. And if you don't have confidence, you're cooked. And he doesn't have confidence. He is out of his mind and out of control with that third goal. That's horrible technique. That's asinine what happened. And once you give up one, it just starts building. And now he's rattled. I mean, again, 15 goals in the last 7 periods. And what happened in the third period of Game 3 has carried over. Remember what happened out here last year. He was atrocious.
That's right.
And he can't put all of it on the goalie. But he was atrocious out here in the Stanley Cup Final. And they just chased him. They almost chased him last night. He was holding on for dear life. And now if they get one early on Friday, absolutely.
Here's why I'm drawing a line through both those guys at the top for the Panthers. We just talked about it with Bobrovsky. It's been a disaster here for two plus games. And what was all the talk with Barkov when he got down to plus 105? Wayne Gretzky, the great one, said it himself on national TV on one of the telecasts. He called him the best defensive player in essentially 40 years, maybe a little bit longer than that. Why? Because he was neutralizing and basically shutting down Connor McDavid. Bye-bye. Mm-hmm. That's not happening anymore. So Barkov McDavid figured him out and this entire team. And he's got 8 points in 2 games. So you can kiss Barkov goodbye as far as I'm concerned as well.
What if they win Friday? Then what does the price get to? Then is it over? What if Edmonton wins 4-3? He has 2 points.
Oh, he has to be $8.
Really?
He's got to be Ohtani MVP territory.
Wow.
This is me
great.
talking. I don't have a vote. If I did, I'm telling you how I would vote for it.
I loved the reaction on social media last night. It's over. He's going to get it. Edmonton's going to win the cup. He's not going to get it. He's not going to win the award. People are all over the place. So, go ahead.
The idea of a player on a losing team cannot win is just you need to go back and live in the 40s.
Yeah, because it's also the entire playoffs here. It's not one series. It's happened 5 times in history. 4 were goalies. Reggie Leach is the only non-goalie skater to do it. He had the record in 1976. They were swept in the final, but he had 19 goals. In 1966, Crozier, he was the Detroit goalie. They lost in 6. He got it. Glenn Hall, St. Louis goalie. They were swept. He got it in 68. My favorite goalie growing up, I loved the guy, Ron Hextall. In 87 with the Flyers, they lost to Edmonton in 7. He won the Conn Smythe. He would score goals. He'd fight people. He'd always play the puck.
He loved to fight.
He was a lunatic. I loved him. So it's happened 5 times. 4 have been goalies. The Conn Smythe winner on a losing team. And now McDavid, even down 3-2 in the series, is minus 140 at DraftKings, and he was 7-1 when we talked about it Monday.
I don't know how you ignore him. I honestly don't. We're getting into like travesty territory. If they go to Game 7 and they lose that game to Florida, and he still puts up points, and they don't give it to the guy, you're reaching at that point, in my opinion. Here's what you need to happen, by the way. Game 6, Edmonton, total 5.5. It's flat, right? Minus 1 team each way. Here's what I think you need to happen. You want another 5-3 game, so it goes over. Mm-hmm. Then you want books to juice it up to 6. Go back to Florida for Game 7. That's when you bet the under. Tight, different game. Mm-hmm. Hope for a 3-1 score. Get out of there. You're probably right now. The fact that Bob can't win it and then Barkov is just
defensive guy, and there goes his chances.
All the talk was
it's
McDavid's doing nothing. Barkov has shut him down.
Yeah.
Well, where's that argument now?
Oh, if they win Friday, everything's in play. It's absolute madness.
What's your initial reaction on the game price? $1.17 at some spots right now?
They're in his head. It's completely flipped. And now the power play's alive and well, too. And Florida continues to take stupid penalties.
Yes, they do.
And give them opportunities. Yep. And what's going on with the shorthanded goals again? I mean, that sets the tone, and that's enormous. You're on the power play 5 minutes into the game. Whoop, now we're losing. And then they come out and they get the power play goal right away in the second period, then the bad one, and then the great play to Perry, and then it was just the 4-1, and then you got to hang on. But it was just everything. This is so good.